What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Welcome back to The Edge. Hey, a search penalty is a fearsome thing. It's a grown-up equivalent of come to the principal's office, right? And last week we talked about what these penalties really mean. If you're hit with a penalty on your website, and if you didn't know what was happening out in the ranking search engine sphere, Google is continually updating its algorithm, the way it measures websites, and there are a series of different updates that every website that's indexed by the search engines are being reviewed under. It's different lenses, different microscopes that they've got. And you may have actually suffered from a penalty where your site traffic drops off, your site rankings drop off. And we're continuing that segment into another portion of how to get your site off these penalties. Now
or you just can't get ranked, period, and you can't figure out why.
And you can't figure out why. It's almost like somebody's holding a hand on your forehead, right? And you're doing the whole the Three Stooges thing, right? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well, anyway, hey, the tools that you need to be listening to these segments, we're going to go over a little bit more here. You need to listen to what we said last time. The 4 points that we covered were getting your site ready, downloading a list of backlinks, identifying the low-quality links to your website, because a core of the penalty for that Google's looking at you through is who knows you. It's kind of like a credit check of all the different links that tie to your website. You may not even know that you have links, but you do. Any site that's out there for any duration starts picking up some links that tie to them, and it's usually for nefarious or malicious intent, but you get those anyway, and you need to prune your own garden, weed it out, because Google's wanting to see that type of caretaking from you, the domain owner. So, identifying the spammy links. You need to look carefully at the entire download that you got from Google of all the links that link to you. Carefully review each and every site. You have to do that. On the spreadsheet, you can highlight the ones that look spammy. Quick, down and dirty, any porn or gambling sites, directory sites or listing sites, sites that have a different language, sites that would have garbled code, sites that have totally different from what your site is about completely. Right? Like a link from Rattan Furniture. I don't think it's going to happen if my site's about website design, Yeah. Free host websites, sites with spam or keyword stuffing, you're eager to get rid of those. You don't want to cut out anything, though, that may be giving you some site value, right? And that's the scary thing, is if I cut all this away, how will my site ever be valued? Well, but what if it's not giving you value? What if it's actually ruining your website? Here's a mantra that I want you guys to repeat here. When in doubt, get them out.
When in doubt, get them out.
I'm saying there. Thank you very much. I did. See, I asked and I got, didn't I? You'd rather get rid of maybe a single backlink than retain a backlink that could be keeping you from breaking free from your penalty. That's what this is all about. In fact, Matt Cutts was quoted May 13th about just this very issue. He said, one common issue we see is with disavow requests is people are going through with a fine-tooth comb when they really should be doing something like something more like a machete on bad links. For example,
fascinating.
Often it would help to use the domain instead of an individual link. So be brutal with your backlinks. Get rid of a lot of junk and stuff that is suspect. Your goal is a clean site, and this is your chance. You need to identify the keyword stuffed and exact match anchors. That's step number 5. What I mean by an anchor is the actual link text, not the link, but the text that is actually linking to your website. Then you may be actually violating SEO practices for webmasters. You need to have a new tab on your Google Drive spreadsheet entitled SEO Violating Backlinks. So open up all your spammy links and then copy all the links that you didn't highlight, paste them into your new tab, and then open up every link in that spreadsheet one by one, and then you go through and find where your link is and see the link text that is linking to you. You're going to find a regular approach, a regularity of link text that starts to look very similar. And if that's the case, you need to get rid of those links and highlight those into another list, because not only maybe they're passing the spam test, but now they're actually being affected by a different type of spam. You've got this anchor text that looks fabricated. Go through these steps, and we're going to be talking more about the penalty removal in the third segment that we're going to do next week. So if you didn't hear the first segment, go back to our podcast. You're going to be able to review everything there and get to the point where you're about to remove these. But I got to caution, you take time doing this, but you do need to clean up the act.
It's surgery.
It truly is surgery. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks again to Michael Alden with his book, Ask More, Get More. Check out Edge of the Web Radio for all this information and much more. We'll talk to you next week. Keep on and ask questions. We've got comments open on Edge of the Web Radio. Give us a comment and we'll answer it on the show. This is Edge of the Web Radio. Do not be a piece of cyber driftwood.
Edge of the Web Radio.